T. Higgins. If T. Higgins plays and passes out of the concussion protocol, he is a set it and forget it wide receiver 1. He's wide receiver 34 on the season right now, which is exceptionally deceiving. He was wide receiver 12 last year. He scored 14.3 fantasy points in the first half, and then he got decked in week 3. Only played 65% of the snaps, but he had 7 targets, 5 receptions. He ran the majority of the routes, 109 air yards. And that's the thing, is like Chase can go anywhere, but T. Higgins, his route tree is a strength down the field. So we've seen 96 and 109 air yards over the last 2 weeks for T. Higgins. He finishes the wide receiver 17 in PPR week 2. He was well on his way to being a top 5, top 7 wide receiver in week 3 before being taken out due to the concussion protocol. And same thing with week 1. He only played 26% of snaps, ran 14 routes, had 2 targets, 2 receptions, 27 receiving yards, 4.7 fantasy points. It is deceiving. Do not be benching T. Higgins if he is a full go for this game. You want him in your lineups. I mean, there are some stats that are just sticking out to me. He's 8th in target accuracy. He has touchdowns on the year, 43rd in unrealized air yards, target premium. He's crushing a top 20 wide receiver in most efficiency metrics. And this is a matchup that could turn into, a higher scoring game. This is a higher points, one of the highest points total on the week. And it comes on Thursday night. Now, there's the caveat that Thursday night games are usually lower scoring, but I want in on T. Higgins. He's a back end wide receiver 1 for this matchup, maybe a wide receiver 2. My one hedge with this dropping down to wide receiver 14. Let's look at a couple players I have ranked higher, right? I think right now you need to rank CD Lamb higher. He's 3 straight games with 11 targets. Mike Evans is back in a depleted Tampa Bay offense. We saw how hyper-targeted Russell Gage was. A lot of those targets are going to go to Mike Evans against Kansas City with Tampa Bay versus Kansas City. It's going to be hard for me to rank T. Higgins ahead of Michael Pittman or Jalen Waddle. So I do want T. Higgins as my wide receiver 14. It's a little lower also with the hedge of the concussion protocol. I do expect that he plays, but if we hear anything, I'll either remove him or lower him down if he's struggling through the protocols.